This new sci-fi romance anime is looking beautiful. Animated by PA Works, who you know from... No, maybe not that one. The romantic themes tied in with the tech really gives me high hopes. It's hard to explain this without giving too much away, but Toasa is a genius inventor and coder who's made groundbreaking advances in AI and androids. She confesses her love to her childhood friend, and something tears them apart. Using her tech, she's managed to find a way to still support him, even if they are apart. The setup was fantastic. I think we're in for a real tearjerker. They made anime Among Us?
An
alien is aboard the ship and camouflaged as a crew member. They vote to put them into cold sleep, or else the operating system of the ship won't let them dock. The alien also eliminates one crew member every time they warp. I was expecting this to be a cheap knockoff, but they make some very interesting decisions with great extra mechanics. If you're interested, I'd recommend watching the first 2 episodes to see what it's all about. Oh, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. I love apocalypse-themed anime, which is why I really want to like touring after the apocalypse, but the CGI and characters are turning me away. In a desolate Japan, a girl and her android are biking around Japan and taking in the sights her older sister was before. Survival tourism, but it lacks some of the melancholic tones of others in the genre. Capybara. I'll give it another episode just to make sure. In anime, if your parents are called the Sword Princess and Magic King, then your title must be just as grand. Classless, a waste of space, not contributable to society. You might as well just climb back into the womb. In a world where your class and therefore future skills are determined at 10, Errol is a rare case, with no blessings from the goddess. Determined not to let his prodigy parents down, he still believes he can be a great warrior through pure training. And seeing how kids with talents rely on their skills but have no battle sense, I do believe he can. Animation is at -5, but it might have a decent story just around the corner. New season of anime, new wave of Isekai. This time, he's been given generally good abilities, has enhanced gathering skills, and holy shit, he's tall. Hey kid, wanna play basketball?
He's one hell of a good player. A hell of a good player. Okay!
A gatherer's adventure in Isekai has alright animation and an alright start. It's okay to put on in the background. He's got a cute dragon baby though. The name of this anime is so long that I'm leaving it for the end. His power is unlimited gacha rolls, which is a power I know most of you would want. After being betrayed by his party in a world that discriminates against humans, he rolls a level 9,999 summon. As opposed to the rotten apple he usually gets. JC Staff animation really makes you feel like this is done Machi, but gacha. He becomes OP with a thirst for revenge on his old party members. I'm pretty sure this will be my guilty pleasure of the season. It's called Backstabbed in a Backwater Dungeon, my trusted companions tried to kill me, but thanks to the gift of an unlimited gacha, I got a level 9,999 friends and I'm out for revenge on my former party members and the world. Maybe that described it better than I did. Think of your job like anime treats characters who get kicked out of their parties. They think you're disposable because they don't see how much work you've put in. That's why you gotta have another one lined up. Alec gets fired from his position as a court mage and from the prince's party, even after his mentor told him never become a court mage. Now he's an adventurer with friends from his magic academy. Without restraints and with his comrades, he starts living life for himself again. No complaints, no compliments. Digimon. In 2025, while Pokemon is still catching flack for the same game and unaging Demon King. In Digimon Beat Break, everyone has AI assistants instead of phones, which, when they malfunction, can either make you go into a coma or turn into a Digimon. I'm a biased Digimon fan, so take it with a grain of salt when I say this is an excellent watch with great graphics and a maturer story than you might expect, at least in the first episode. In anime, the childhood friend never wins. But this tall girl might be the first to break the curse. This romance is so sweet, it gave me diabetes. Athletically massive Iwata has a crush on Kiko, but they haven't been in touch since elementary school. But after their class reps in junior high, they rekindle that bond. Especially when he admits she's the cutest girl that he knows. And they're going to the same high school. My Awkward Senpai sounds like an anime that should have been made in the 2000s. It's another office romance that have recently been coming out for aging weebs, or maybe younger weebs. Because as someone who works in an office from 9 to 5, it's not what I want to imagine in my free time. She's his awkward mentor and he's the ace new guy. It didn't sell me in the first episode because of the character designs, animation, sound or pacing. It's not that bad, but not something I'll be continuing. An anime for furries that's actually well animated and cute? If I Still Have You, beast folk are treated like low-tier citizens, segregated into their own society with less access to resources. Hikata is the first beast folk to enter this human school, with hopes of becoming a doctor, since the beast folks don't even have access to a hospital. And Mari thinks that's hot. It's actually a great romance, at least from what I can see from episode 1. It's a decent recommendation if you're not put off from the furry aspect. There's a lot of anime this season with girls either as androids or with no expressions. This one is a mix of both. Mari barely has expressions, and coupled with her athleticism, she's hired to be an heir of a tech company's personal maid. He has horrible social skills, which she kind of takes a liking to. The problem is, if he finds out she's not a robot, then her school funding will be taken away. This sounds like a 2000s anime plot, but so far it's exceeding my expectations. We'll need to see a few more episodes to see its full caliber. Polar opposites attract in this twisted romantic comedy anime. He wears his heart on his sleeve with expressions and reactions as clear as day. She is stone cold, never reacting and wearing a neutral smile. He tries so hard to get any reaction out of her, but everything he tries, she just flips on his head and teases him. There are a lot of romance comedy this season, but this one relies the most on gimmick to make it entertaining. When I review anime, I don't usually watch it with my girlfriend. Mostly because I watch like 50 airing anime at the same time and keep the ones I know she'll like. But while I was watching Yano-kun's Ordinary Days, I felt her hand on my shoulder as she said, "We are watching this together." And she's got good taste, because this rom-com is cute as Yano keeps hurting himself in inexplicable ways. Hiyoko just wants to help him, until this desire turns into a crush. She has some of the best expressions I've seen in a while, and he's just such a good boy. I'm worried it might get a bit too slice of lifey for me, but it's off to a really strong start. The heir to the biggest store in Edo is in poor health. So like a normal family, they summon demons to assist him. Ichitaro feels like people fuss over him too much and sneaks out one night and witnesses a murder. He decides with the help of his demons, he will uncover the culprit behind these serial killings. I went in with no expectations and I enjoyed it. We'll have to see where the next few episodes take us. Are you a fan of Dan to Dan? Because Science Saru's new anime, Sunder, has awesome animation and an insane premise. In a desolate, or school just sucks, future, Shiori's best friend has gone missing. So obviously, she turns to Santa. She's convinced that Sunder is a descendant of old Saint Nick and tries to bring out his father Christmas powers. It's wacky, it's fun, and it's interesting. In my opinion, it's currently in my top anime that's airing right now. And if you agree or disagree with me, hop into stream tomorrow. We're doing a tier list of every single anime that's aired this season based on the first episode. I'll leave it linked over here or in the description for now. In anime, the most powerful monster is usually a vampire. But in Vampire Can't Suck Properly, she might be the most popular, but just like an unqualified nurse, she can't find the right vein. To help maintain her image, Tatsuda volunteers to let her practice on him, where it becomes apparent that her cool demeanor is just a front. I'm normally a fan of vampire anime, but I'm not in the mood for something so moe. This is one of the worst gacha pulls in history. They accidentally summoned an evil boss that was sealed away for 200 years. And then she just flew away. Damn, I had pity. In an immersive online game, players can take over other territories through PvP, and events are absorbed into the main lore. One gamer strove to unite the land with his boss-level character, Lufus, and took over everything. High-level players united to defeat him, over the actual boss of the game. After he's defeated, he gets Isekai 200 years into the game's future, where the legend of his character still remains. A very Isekai game trope that's pretty well animated, and has my interest. I'm looking forward to episode 2. With animation like budget gacha character stories, Potions Will Save Me is not something I'd recommend unless you're a veteran in anime light. At 12 minutes an episode, including opening, Kaede has been isekai'd into a fantasy world, where she can create a variety of potions with just the base ingredients and her words. She's been transported here by someone or something, but for now, she's just trying to survive. Don't you just hate it when your whole class gets isekai'd into a fantasy world? I do. It's usually bad and CGI'd for budget. But my status as an assassin obviously exceeds the hero's. Plot feels like there's a lot more in just the first episode. And it visually looks awesome. He always blends into the background in class, influencing his isekai abilities into assassin skills. He realizes he's stronger than the hero, and avoids the ranking test to watch over his class in secret, because the kingdom that summoned them isn't telling them the full truth. This would be my favorite isekai action this season. In anime, your parents are either completely non-existent,
I didn't even think I had a dad.
or your father was the hero that saved the kingdom, with your mother being a powerful spirit. So isn't it already asking too much that she's also a reincarnated scientist? Now with the power to manipulate the elements and her knowledge of the periodic table, she's a dynamite pack of power and wisdom. She'll need all of this and more to navigate the dynamics of her father's noble family. It feels like a few isekai mushed together, but there's nothing wrong with it and nothing extremely exciting either. It's nice that Truck-kun is on a break so that Chariot-chan can take over the reins a bit. When Western companies push anime, it can end up pretty interesting. And in this one, 7 Disney villains turn into hot anime boys in charge of their own dorms. Jafar House. I'm watching this because I really want to see what they do with the Disney properties. My only question so far is, where are the girls? Probably watching Scar or farming.
Dumb herbivores.
This is based off a gacha game with Black Butler's creator managing the designs. Okay, it does make sense now. Spy Family really put parenting anime back on the map. These mad scientists decided to live together so they could fully focus on creating the ultimate android. Unfortunately, when she gains consciousness, she identifies herself as their daughter, and they're made to realize that they basically live like a married couple.
This lovely family.
And may logically have feelings for each other. They're a mess, but their cute and clueless daughter is making them more honest with their feelings. It's not too deep, but it's a really chilled watch. He's waited all his life to defeat the hero, but the hero's too weak. Although he didn't do anything, the hero's party just wiped out. His only solution? To raise the hero's son to be strong enough to defeat him. The intro scene was funny as hell, but if you've had enough parent anime, I can understand the fatigue. This anime is for people with daddy issues. This includes me. She just wants her father's attention. In the original story, she goes as far as resorting to black magic to harm her sister. You can really feel the Korean manga style from the source material. Like this guy. He just never wears a shirt. Reincarnated as a princess who is aware of the storyline, she knows her father will just ignore her existence. I mean, the first time he's supposed to see her is when she's 9. But with this foresight, she plans to store up enough money and just run away to escape her fate. Except all of her actions accidentally lead her into him 4 years earlier than she's supposed to. With the timeline out of whack, she has no idea what she's supposed to do. but at least he's spending time with her? Did you have a phase where you ate weird things growing up? In this anime, she eats dark beasts, which is usually toxic, earning her the title the Voracious Vaillainess, a perfect match for the blood-mad Duke. I'm just trying to imagine what their child would be called. In this fantasy cooking anime, he hunts down magical beasts to win her favor, so they can eat delicious meals other nobles wouldn't dare to. Weirdos gotta stick together. There's a lot of villainess anime coming out this season, and the dark history of the reincarnated villainess is probably the funniest. When she was younger, she made a self-insert fanfic. She then waited all of her life for Truck-kun to isekai her away. She eventually grows into an adult and forgets about Truck-kun. But Truck-kun never forgets, and he never forgives. The problem is, however, she is isekai'd as the villainess instead of the self-insert, which is really funny because she has to call someone else her original name. Now she needs to avoid all the death flags she set for the character while also protecting the main characters who her teen self basically put through hell. Good, but maybe cringy laughs. I dissolve our marriage. Wait, why do I hear boss music? This is a villainess that I think I'm really gonna love. Usually it takes until the end of the season for the villainess to get her revenge, but right off rip, it's unbridled fury. She's been engaged to the second prince since they've been children. Kyle just bullies her until he cheats on her with some random person. After years of torment, Scarlet is allowed to let loose. It's a good thing the first prince has the hots for her. I'm gonna watch more of this so I can see her punch more people. Great stress relief. I can't believe we have 2 light anime airing this season. At this rate, there might be more airing each season. But this villainess is about a noble woman being forced to marry Hades. After the marriage that keeps him alive, she runs away, not realizing she is pregnant. 7 years later, he finds them and tries to convince her that he actually loves her. I haven't read the source material, but it's generally not being well received, since it's basically like the panels have been slightly animated. And at that rate, you might as well read it. This monster wants to eat me. A title like that, with Yuri elements. But never mind the innuendo. This anime grabbed me in the first 5 minutes. A girl with severe mental health issues due to an accident that befell her family is offered an escape. A beautiful mermaid will eat her, eventually. So until then, we get this gorgeous supernatural anime that creates a fantastic atmosphere of what it could be like living with depression.
でしょ？放っておけないんだって。
The ocean as a metaphor for how she experiences the world, although not overly complicated, is done pretty well. It feels immersive, and the supernatural combined with girls' love is... The first episode was slow-paced, but it fit the mood so well. I'm looking forward to more of this. This is a hostile work environment, because this mangaka can't hand in any of her work due to the Yuri panic she gets herself into whenever she needs to talk to her editor. Little does she know that her editor also finds it difficult to talk to her. An okay comedy, but if you're only interested in the Yuri, there's also This Monster Wants to Eat Me. Another 80s anime is having a remake, and it's looking pretty good. They even remade the old opening song with Adol. I don't know too much about the original, but it's about a trio of cat burglar sisters known as leading double lives, running a cafe like Tokyo Mew Mew. Okay, yes, I know the trope is from earlier, but I'm just trying to make it relatable, okay? So don't comment about it. One of the sisters is even dating the main detective. Very Ocean's 11, so if you're keen to find out why they're robbing everyone, it's a possible recommendation. Some people know exactly what they want to be when they grow up. In this anime, he knew he was destined to be Kamen Rider. At 40, he's trained to the point where he can beat a bear in hand-to-hand combat. But since there's no evil organization, there's nothing for him to do, until some criminals dressed up as them appear. And then other masked vigilantes and more criminals appear, who've all had the same dream of living out Kamen Rider. This might just be a cosplay role player's biggest fantasy. The action is decent, but the pure comedy from the absurdity is the anime's best point. This anime is really silly, in a self-aware way. It makes fun of the best friends, but actually enemies trope, while using the trope. Ninja protect the world from the shadows. They've trained so much that they can fight their arch rivals, the Yakuza, with just their bare hands. They are the cleaners for whenever the underground gets a bit too dirty. In a Romeo and Juliet way, the prodigy member for the Yakuza and Ninja are united through their love of magical schoolgirls. But they are destined to fight each other. It's wacky, gory, sometimes corny, sometimes very cool. Don't take it too seriously, and you'll have a good time. This American X webtoon got an anime adaptation, but unfortunately, it looks pretty stiff. From the studio that brought you hits like Reincarnated as a Vending Machine and Beginning After the End. Okay, so that's why it looks how it does. Sam has just released her first game, and it's going pretty well, until a streamer trashes it online. In typical fashion, he then moves in next to her, so they can have a rom-com together. This webtoon was fairly popular, so it's a shame the anime doesn't feel up to standard. This did make me laugh though.
Papa!
See you.
I think this will develop a core set of fans. Ever wonder what the life of an anime henchman would be like? Well, has got you covered. We follow Isobe, a grunt from an organization that treats him just as badly as any Japanese company. The episodes are basically a minute or two each, so there isn't a lot to say here. But I don't think the humor lands that well. I don't know what's going on with Chitose is in the Ramuno bottle. I usually make a first impressions video after watching the first episode when an anime comes out. This is one I really needed a second episode to get the full vibe. It's vibrant with good animation, but it has an unusual story, to the point that I wasn't sure if this was a slice of life or romance or where are we going with this. Chitose is just trying to live his best life. He's one of the popular students, with several girls interested in him. Yeah, they call him boy. He shares a close relationship with his teacher, who wants him to bring back a classmate who's been skipping school. While that may sound bland on the surface, there's a certain atmosphere, dialogue, and design that's gonna keep me coming back until I can figure out what I'm watching. Anime isn't the most sensitive when it comes to overweight characters. I didn't think this would be anything besides fat jokes, but the story is actually more interesting than I had it pegged for. She loses all of her memories after a head injury from a failed attempt. Now, without the self-loathing, she lives her life to the fullest, contributing at work and pursuing her crush. It gets emotional when she finds old messages or photos that showed how she used to view herself. It suddenly takes a turn when the police theorize she might have been pushed instead. Damn, I'm easy to get hooked on things. I was confused to why one of the most anticipated anime this season had a title like My Friend's Little Sister Has It In For Me. Was it manga readers pumping these numbers up, or was there actually a good story here? Akiteru heads up a 5-person team that has developed one of the best indie visual novel games of all time. But to get taken on by a big gaming company, he agrees to be the director's daughter's fake boyfriend when she transfers to his school. They are childhood friends. A slight problem is that his best friend's little sister spends most of her days teasing him. Fluid animation, and my favorite part is slowly uncovering who's on the rest of his gaming team.
Scatmanjo.
I can't believe this anime played a full minute of the Scatman music video. They bought the license and said, "We gon' use it all." One dance, besides making me think I was having a seizure, is about a kid with a stutter, using dancing as an outlet. He decides to join Wanda, the school avid dancer. I don't think this is for me, but I like watching people dance awkwardly with no music. Also, if you've watched the channel long enough, ew, bad CGI. I'm doing a stream today. No CGI, guaranteed. The Sound of Heroes is an anime I don't think will take off. Monsters, maybe aliens, are attacking the Earth, and the only way to defeat them is through dancing and singing to reinforce the Honmun. This type of story doesn't usually land too well in anime because the music isn't consistent and eventually most dances are relegated to CGI. The anime follows an upcoming member that wants to join the group, without knowing what they really do. So far, the animation isn't as bad as usual, but this anime will need to go pretty far just to break the stereotypes.
Scatmanjo.
Hands Off Kotosashi is exactly the opposite. A very hands-on experience. We watch the first episode of every anime airing, even if it's Gunner anime, which this is. Kotosashi just started studying, and to make extra money, he starts working as a caretaker at a girls' dorm. A sports physician is a respectable job, but there's nothing respectable happening with the sports athletes in the dorm. Maybe he's just bad at his trade, but I don't think that's what's supposed to be happening.